Hey guys, what is going on? Jordan here, and first off, before we start this video, I'd just like to thank you all for all of the likes and the views lately, all of your positive feedback, positive comments. It's really motivating to know that you guys are enjoying my videos and just makes me want to make even more content for you guys. So, I'm going to try to do this video all in one go. I have asthma, so I'm already breathing heavy, but I guess we'll get into this. Actually, before we get into that, so as you all know, it's November now, so let's talk about winter. As you can see, it's already really crappy out, so I'm gonna need a winter beater. Last year I didn't have a winter beater. I drove my Mazda for like the first 3 times it snowed, crashed it twice because of the snow, well, because of ice and stuff. It wasn't really okay. Right in front of Robert's house, I ripped the e-brake, but my e-brake didn't really work, so I kind of had to commit to it, and I just spun out, went up on the curb, and hit his stop sign, so insert that now. And then I drove the BMW for the rest of it, which the rust did get worse from, and this car it has some rust, which I guess I'll show you in a minute, actually. But it does have its rust, but like because the frame rails and everything are just so clean, I just don't want to risk making it worse. So I'm trying to find something for like 500 bucks. I know, like, that's like nothing. Like, I'm not gonna find anything good, but it doesn't matter. I'm trying to find something turboed, like something with a 1.8T, like a Jetta or an A4, or what else was there? What else was I looking at? I don't know, like a Saab, or I don't remember. Otherwise, if I can't find anything turboed, then I'm just gonna go with like a Jeep or a Forester. Probably a Forester, because all my friends have them and it'd make them happy. I already have one like kind of picked out, if it is still there when I buy it. But yeah, so that's winter. Everyone else is really hyped for winter because tandems and stuff, but then here I am with my rear-wheel drive car, but I can't drive it in the winter because I don't want to make it worse. But I will definitely drift it in the snow, like when it's fresh snow and no slush, because my town, like, it gets really slushy because they ice it really bad. So yeah, so that's winter. So there's just a lot of things on the car that have been really bothering me lately. Like, first off, big one, this side skirt, rocker, whatever. Yeah, I had it 3M taped, but it got cold and it kind of like peeled apart, and I just took it off. And then you have to actually just like zip tie, if you can see it. I have to get stronger 3M tape, but that's bothering me. The rust. I never showed this or talked about this, but this rocker is like completely rotted out, like all the way down. But it like stops, like it I don't know. Can you see it? Probably not. But it's not that bad. I'll get into more of that in a minute. The other thing is just the paint is just awful. Like, I painted stuff, so it doesn't really match. The paint looks like a salmon pink in the video, but it's not. It's just because there's like a lot of condensation because it was raining and it's cold. Should I throw the macro on quick to see how that looks? You like that water? Is that like... I don't know. But yeah, so there's that. Like, the fitment, that bothers me. The wing bothers me. Like, the paint isn't very good on it, and like, you can... most people probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between like a wrap and a real one, but I do, and it bothers me a lot. Like, this sticks up. This is like really thick. I don't know, like, I can't stand it, so I'm just gonna pay the $700 in the winter to just get a real Sylvia trunk with kooky tails, even though I like the Zenke's better, so I'll probably keep these on. And with the real spoiler, paint on the rear bumper, it looks good, but I can't really like buff it because it's not thick enough because I ran out, and the paint's like, it was like 80 $6 or something like that for all the paint, just to do like the mirrors, the lip, the spoiler, and the bumper, and I barely did the bumper. It's pretty crazy, but like it's not very shiny. The exhaust, ugly. I have a new exhaust for it. We'll get into that in a minute as well. Like there's just a bunch of like weird rattles. Oh, the coilovers, awful. Probably do part 2 of the coilover video soon. Interior, clean, love it. Probably gonna get like the seats shampooed and stuff, just like maybe get a little bit of sun fade out of it. Carpets, so gross, bothers me. I really have to clean the car out. Like I don't know if I showed like how nice the car, like it looks yellow in video, but it's not. It's really nice in person. Yeah, I really want to get some new floor mats. Probably the ones that Calvin Malley has, or Adam LZ's, but probably the black and gray checkered ones. You may notice I have the stock wheel back on. The wheel that was on there was just so cheap, and it just, like, this one, like, the rim just feels better because it's not like that cheap knockoff leather fabric, whatever. So this feels good, but there's like a rattle in it, which I don't know. So I think that's coming from like in the airbag or something. So I'm gonna take that out after this, try to get rid of that. I buffed my headlights, so that looks a lot better now. The paint down at the bottom that looks like a shadow, that bothers me. It's just a lot of little things that are kind of ruining it for me. But a big one is the engine has it idles at 1,100, and it has a pretty rough misfire. I tried fixing that, so I'll pop the hood. So you may notice that there's an intake on here now. Why didn't I make a video on that? Well, I was trying to diagnose the misfire, unplugged all the injectors, the coil packs, MAF, plugged it back in, didn't do anything. This keeps, I have to something like, I don't know, car's not on, I don't know. This keeps coming off, and then my car won't start, and then I have to open the trunk and tighten that, 'cause it's like too corroded to like close more. So that's just something I have to deal with until winter when I put it away and rip the whole car apart, which we'll get into more in a minute. But I had this. I got this with my turbo kit, because you guys saw the thumbnail. No secret anymore. But it doesn't make sense because the intercooler would route up into the throttle body, so I don't know why this even came with it. But it came with the MAF and the air filter, so I figured maybe it's running lean or rich and it needs more air. So, and then I routed it all up. The new MAF didn't do anything, so I switched back to the old MAF because I think that the other one was a Z32, but I think they look exactly the same, and I didn't want to risk it because it's for a different setup. So I put the stock one back in. So still haven't really been able to diagnose what's wrong with it. It might be the idle air control valve. I think that's what it's called. That might be bad, or the spark plugs might be fouled, but I don't have an extension long enough to check. So I'm kind of just dealing with it. And it leaks a ton of oil. Okay, it doesn't leak, but there's a ton of oil, like all the, you probably won't be able to see, but like oil all over. It drips it, which there's some in the garage. I thought it was a head gasket, but I don't know. So I'm kind of just really, everything that's wrong with this car that's bothering me, I'm kind of just waiting until winter. Maybe find a shop to do all this, which I'll get into in a second, but just really waiting to just pull everything out and just completely redo everything so I can see if there is a vacuum leak, because that is something that it could be that I just can't see. So I'll be able to get this engine running like really nice and healthy once I can actually figure out what's wrong with it. And I'm sorry if the lighting isn't very good. There's nothing I can do about it. I had time to film this video, so I'm doing it, and I probably look like I'm really sick because it's like 40 degrees and I'm really cold. So I guess first let's get into this exhaust. So I got this exhaust. I had to drive 7 hours. This is a ISR blast pipes 3-inch with the ISR test pipe and mid pipe. Probably like a $700 exhaust setup, don't quote me. I got it for 140, had to drive 7 miles, got it from a guy, super cool. So we were excited, we're finally going to put it on, get rid of that nasty fart cannon that scrapes on everything, it just sounds bad. Oh, another thing that bothers me, I have a really bad exhaust leak right under the tranny tunnel, so I can't even really hear my exhaust or anything, and it bothers me. It's 240 life, I guess. So like, went to put this in, but it doesn't fit to the manifold. So basically, like, say it's like in the car, like there's the bottom of the car, the engine's like right here. The headers stop right there, and then my exhaust is just like a bunch of pipes, like it's bent, and it just goes back. So it's like goes down and whatever, and it's bent. This just stops right there. So I could cut the stock, not the stock exhaust, but the exhaust that's on, put a flange on it, and have that bend, or get like headers which would go down, or just wait until we turbo it. So this is the exhaust. I'm really excited for this. And then I guess let's get into this. Yeah. So for this, I got this from a guy in Milwaukee for $200 aside from the turbo. He bought a Zenki and he's LS swapping it. So what comes with this, comes with nice intercooler. Like, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but like it's all in good condition. It's just kind of dirty. But we got a nice intercooler. I don't know how tall it is. We got what? We got 3 90s and 2 45s. And then we got like a couple straights, and then Lotho right here. I think this is just an eBay one, but even still, they're like $60 or something like that. There should be enough piping here to do it. Comes with like the math, like I showed, which looks the same, so I couldn't tell if it was for a K or not. It comes with like some couplers. Here's the manifold, really nice ISR manifold, but unfortunately it's a bottom mount, and we are going with a top mount, and I'm going my turbo doesn't have an internal wastegate, so we can't really use this because it doesn't have a port for an external wastegate, because I want that screamer pipe because it sounds so good. So we have to get a different manifold. So if you want to buy this, hit me up, I guess. What we still need for this turbo kit: downpipe, oil lines, manifold, head studs, head gasket. I think that's it. And then like a tune. So I guess we'll get into my goals for this. Since it's going to be a stock KAT, we can't really push too much boost in it, or at least in like the first version of this KAT. So we're just going to be doing head studs and a head gasket, which if it is the head gasket that's done on the 240, that'll fix that, which I don't know. But so we might be able to run like 8 PSI or something, maybe get like 250, 300. 300 would be ideal. 300 is my goal. So yeah. We could do RS enthalpy tune, but my only thing with that is down the line, I would like to probably do built internals, like forged rods and pistons and cams, and I don't really feel like doing a retune because it's not like he comes and tunes it or whatever. Basically, you just tell him the setup that you have for your turbo, and he tunes it to what he thinks it's going to be, and then you just go back and forth till you get it good. Or I'm going to look into a NIS tune. You can't do two-step with the enthalpy, and that's something I really want, because I want to make those, getting the cops called on us for two-step videos and scaring people with two-step, because it's so cool. So I'm going to look into a NIS tune for that, but now I'm gonna need a place to do this. So that brings me to the future. winter, future plans. So what I'm probably gonna do is rent out like a storage unit for like $200 or whatever, how much ever they cost, for like 1 month, because I'm not gonna start this until I have everything I need. And in that month I should be able to at least pull the motor and put the motor back in, even if it's not tuned or whatever. I just need a place to pull the motor and have it out for a couple weeks, if it's out for a couple weeks. Another thing I'd like to do this winter is get a T4i and a computer to edit on, because right now I'm filming on my 6 Plus with fisheye / wide angle with a macro lens that I got at Walmart, because it was really cheap, and it's a lot cheaper than a depth lens, and depth lenses are what I used to film my BMX stuff on like 2 or 3 years back. So I would like to get a T4i, not a T3, just go straight to the T4, and that should really bump up the quality, and then I shouldn't really need a camera for like ever. The original plan for this car was just coilovers, kooky wing, and turbo, and then I was gonna move on because I wanted to keep it stock looking, you know, unicorn, whatever, and then go to my drift car, which I was planning on doing, which I still am. I just wanted to do this, and then I wanted to start working on the drift car already this winter, which might happen, probably won't, but I just wanted to pick up an S14. First, it was originally an S13 coupe, and then I wanted like the hatch front end, because I like the pop-ups because they look really happy when they're drifting. Then I kind of changed my mind to a hatch, because coupes are impossible to find. Well, they're not impossible, but I can't really find them when I was looking, for just like the Wisconsin, Chicago area at least. So I want to do that, RB20 swap. I was originally wanting to just full gut it, but now I decided, the person I am, like being a perfectionist and everything, I'd probably just do what Adam LZ did and go full interior from the front seats forward, and then caged and then stripped the back half. Yeah, and then just go like, because I wanted this to be like the OEM clean car, and then the drift car to be like crazy dish, over fenders, everything, and then with the RB in it. Yeah, I know, because this one would look stock, then the other one would be crazy. I'll actually show you a picture right now of what I had originally in mind for this to turn out like. Which you can see that that's pretty much how it turned out. Aside from, I don't know how he got his solo, maybe he had smaller tires, but that's pretty much how this turned out. But now I want wheels. My mistake with the BMW was that, I mean, the CSLs looked good. I had an idea in my head of what I wanted the BMW to look like, and it exceeded that, and I don't know, the fitment was just a lot better than I even imagined it would, or dreamed of it. But with BMWs, I feel like you have to have crazy fitment, like crazy wheel or rim lip poke. But 240s, they look good without it. So I'm not gonna go too crazy, because I still want it to be like practical. But yeah, the only hint I will give you is that we are doing wheels with dish. I already have them picked out. It's just whenever I decide to buy them and have the money for it. So wheels, I like this front bumper, but I don't know. So like, I like the front bumper. I like the skirts. I don't know if I'm going to keep them, but I am going to do the Navan front bumper. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but I feel like it would flow really good with that. And I like these, but I don't like how like empty it makes the side of the car, like right here and right here. Like, I don't know, just there's like nothing going on right there. I don't know what the name of the skirts are, but it's like the generic one that isn't like a crazy aggressive one that does come up like that. And then we're for sure gonna do the kooky rear bumper. I believe that's what it's called, but it's the kooky one with like the lip, and then the side balance too. Or there's actually a rear lip that what's it off of? I think it's off a CB7 Honda Accord that looks really good. I like how those look. But I'm probably going to do the kooky one. But I had to think really long and hard on what I did want to do, because I'm still not even sure, because I wanted to keep it like that. And you guys are going to ask about a kooky conversion, because I did say on Instagram that I was thinking about it. Like, they look so good, but that's going to be the last thing we do after the turbo and stuff, but before we paint the car and get the rust and stuff fixed, which is the other thing I wanted to talk about. I'm going to take it in. Probably can't see, but there's like a couple of dings, and then just get like everything fixed, just to make the car as flawless as possible. Like, just make it like so good. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like Tommy FEI's GTR. I know that's a stretch. You guys are probably like, oh, you're a nobody. You have like 700 subscribers and you're just some dumb kid with a 240. But I would like to, and then like we got like crazy paint chips, and just get all of that like just completely taken away and resprayed, and then have it just detailed and the paint just look crazy and just be super clean. You know what I'm talking about, so I'm not gonna talk about that much longer. But I think I am gonna keep the Zenki at least for a while. I'm pretty much definitely gonna go kooky at some point, but I feel like the Zenki looks good for a while. Maybe we'll do it in 2019. So I don't know. We have no idea. We could blow up, and then I don't know. Then we'd have money to do crazy things on this car. And then coilovers too. These coilovers are terrible. I'll make a separate video on that. But if I either, it's going to come down to if I decide to get BCs or Fortunatos. Like, I want like a really nice coilover to match like the quality of the rest of the car, because it is a daily and I want it to just ride as smooth as possible. And since it's going to be somewhat stanced, I just still want it to ride as smooth as possible. I don't really want to compromise handling. But coilovers I'll probably do last, or not last, but if I don't get to it before the end of winter, then I'll just get the piece that I need so my coilovers won't keep coming loose. So either get to it and get the coilovers, or if I don't, then I'll just get that piece, and then when I have the extra money or whatever, I will get the coilovers. Not sure. A lot can change. I mean, we still got like 6 more months or something like that until the end of winter. So I don't know. These are just all things I got going on in my head that I've been thinking about. I said in the beginning of the video that this was the beginning of November. I do film my videos like a month in advance, because I don't have like constant flow of money coming in, just be dumping on car parts. So it kind of like, I spread my content out. I make sure that I always have a video once a week, so for you guys. So right now this is on November like 4th, I think it is. What is it? It's Saturday. So in like 3 days I'll release that Forcer video with the bug shield, and then the next week I'll release this. So just a little time frame of what I do, because I never mentioned that in videos. I just want you guys to always have like regular content, because I feel like having a schedule is really important for a YouTuber, and the lighting is getting really bad now, so I'm probably gonna end this video in a minute. But yeah, this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while. I just really want to let you guys know what's going on in my head, what the game plan is. It can all change, but yep, turbo stuff, got the exhaust. It all just comes down to getting a winter beater and a place to do this, and then like $1,000 for the rest of the parts that I need. I think that is about it. I never put in a sound clip, because when we were gonna do the exhaust, I ripped it a bunch. Well, we got 2 clips, so those never made it in a video, and I never put sound clips in, so you can get those right now. So, This video should be like about longer than 10 minutes. Also, get me to 1,000 subs, because that's when the YouTube money comes in, and then we can really start doing some cool things. Because trust me, like, this is my passion and my obsession, and you guys could see from the BMW that, like, I'm serious about this. So, like, as long as the money's there, we can do some crazy things with this. So yeah, 1,000 subs. But subscribe if you're new, drop a like if you enjoyed, and remember, bros, keep moving backwards.